She says, watch this. She goes, aren't you my dad? Did your mom tell you something that she didn't tell me? She said, aren't you my dad? I said, yes, I'm your dad. Why are you asking? She said, because my friends, they don't believe that you're my dad. And I was like, well, why don't they believe I'm your dad? She was like, because I showed them your TikTok and I showed them your Instagram and your website and your YouTube. And I showed you signing people's arms at schools. And I showed you traveling all over the place and doing all of these speaking engagements. She said they didn't believe that I could call you and that you would answer and that you would be and that you are my dad. I said, well, yes, I am in fact your dad. I'm saying that to say to you, do you want to be somebody that your kids can brag about? Do you want to be somebody that your parents can brag about? It's like one of the most embarrassing, but great feelings when your parents is right there like, oh, my son, he did this and he does this and he does this. You be like, oh my gosh, mom, dad, please stop. But keep doing it though. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Like gas me up, but like that, not right now, please. And so I want to ask you, when you think about your life, are you moving in the direction of being somebody that your kids can brag about and that your parents can brag about? That your grandmother, your grandfather can brag about, that your cousins, your nieces, your nephews can brag about. And so I started to think about how I wanted to reshape my life. And I followed this formula. And here's what I want you all to do. One of the things that I want you all to do, I want you to take notes throughout this. And the reason being is because I learned from my mentor that note takers are money makers. Okay? I'm not a person who's ever going to get up in front of you and not leave you with anything practical that you can take with you that can help you advance your life. I've told you a couple of things already, but what I'm going to do now is I'm literally going to give you direction that can help you. And I promise you, if you follow these directions, I promise you can literally reshape your whole entire life. Why? Because it worked for me. Why? Because it works for the people that I work with every single day. I'm also an entrepreneur coach, so I teach entrepreneurs how to grow and scale their businesses. And so it works, I promise you, okay? I promise you, but only if you're expecting it. It's only going to work if you're expecting, and you have to have the expectation of that before I even begin into this particular formula. Reason being is because your eyes can only see and your ears can only hear what your mind is looking for. If your mind is not looking for it, you're never going to find it. Okay? If your mind isn't looking for it, you're not going to find it. But if you're looking for it, I promise you, you will find exactly what you're looking for. How many of us in here drive? Ever notice how many people on the road got your same car? And nobody had it before you got it, right? You've never seen so many people in the world with this car. And you thought you was going to be real fancy and get the red one, the cherry red one if it's cherry red, we all going to notice it. But as soon as you got it, dang, they got the same exact car and the same color. God, what happened?